Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into Truth FM 96.3.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Walker if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll take your plate.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary of 12. My name is Hansen Der Capizin.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation.
Evening, welcome to News Dex, 45 minutes of news from Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Thursday, December 12, 2024. My name is Marka Davis, anchoring this edition of the news program. The top stories we are following tonight: House crisis far from over, as embattled Speaker Fonati Kofa returns to the Supreme Court with a bit of information before the full bench against the executive and the majority bloc. President Joseph Boakai terms as promise kept. The training of 10,000 young people through the Digital Transformation Program proposes the inclusion of digital skills training in high schools across the country. In further show of power, the controversial Speaker of the House of Representatives, Rachel Coon, suspends additional 4 members of the House, but the suspended lawmakers say they are not bothered or deterred by his actions. And away from Liberia, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni defends the use of military courts to trial civilians. The details of these developments, the bulletin of news, sports, and the voices behind the news are all packaged on this edition of News Dex. We're taking a short break to be back. Joining us, this news program is powered by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Let's now cross over to Naketa Roberts for the bulletin of news. Good evening.
Good evening, Marka, and good evening, everyone. President Joseph Boakai has reaffirmed his leadership commitment to training more youth through the Digital Transformation Program across the country. President Boakai said, as the demand for digital transformation becomes urgent in a developing country like Liberia, the young people must be prepared for ICT jobs opportunities. Speaking as proxy for President Joseph Boakai, Minister of State with our portfolio for special services, Samuel Steve Quat, said President Boakai has mandated the inclusion of digital skills in high schools and the establishment of ICT hubs in every part of the country. Minister Stikwa made the disclosure on Thursday during the certification of 10,000 youth who benefited from the digital transformation project as promised by President Boakai during his first State of the Nation address in January this year. Also speaking during the certification and award program for participants of the digital transformation project, Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jala lauded President Boakai for the vision, terming the project as an investment in Liberia's future. In Battle, House Speaker Fonati Kofa has returned to the Supreme Court with a bill of information before the full bench against the executive and the majority bloc. Kofa's lawyer, Councillor Arthur Johnson, said their new request is seeking an appropriate corrective action against the executive and the majority members of the House of Representatives for deliberately ignoring and disobeying the Supreme Court's December 6th ruling. Councillor Johnson said the wrongful interpretation of the court's ruling by Justice Minister Oswald Twe contributed to the majority bloc's violation of the ruling. In a 5-count petition, Kofa's legal team alleged that the Justice Minister in its interpretation on December 10th, firstly asserted that the court's ruling and final judgment concluded that the sentence, actions, and decisions of the majority bloc were lawful, which they described as exacerbating the situation. As a result of this, they are requesting the Supreme Court to declare the actions of Richard Cohn and members of the majority bloc null and void in violation of the court's final judgment. Our CR judicial correspondent further said, Councillor Johnson also wants the courts to determine the action of Richard Cohn, Thomas Fowler, and others, defying the court's ruling as contemptuous and order the justice to publicly record his opinion. In further show of power, the controversial Speaker of the House of Representatives has suspended additional 4 members of the House. Representative Frank Safoko, Eugene Collins, Zena Norma, and Alex Noah were suspended by plenary for 3 months and 3 weeks for alleged misconduct. The motion introduced by Representative Jan Flommer includes an immediate halt of their benefits. This brings to 7 the numbers of suspended lawmakers following earlier action against Representative Melvin Cole, Abu Kamara, and Edward Flomo. But in response to their suspension, Bond County District 5 Representative Eugene Colley said they are not bothered. Eugene Colley maintained that they are not deterred by the suspension, citing they are committed to protecting the legitimate Speaker of the House of Representatives, Funati Kofa, and the rule of law. Sano County District 3 Representative Alex Noor at the same time claimed that the Speaker of the majority bloc wrote to the U.S. Embassy to be recognized, but the communication was forwarded to Speaker Kofa. The lawmakers spoke to reporters on the grounds of the Capitol on Thursday. The Liberian Senate has begun hearings on the draft 2025 fiscal budget. It follows the day after the House of Representatives, under controversial Speaker Richard Cohn, began holding budget hearings. Appearing before the committee on Thursday, the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority disclosed that as of November 30th, 2024, the LRA will raise $619.992 million United States dollars. Commissioner Dobojala said the balance amount expected to be collected in the domestic resource envelope is in the tune of $70 million. The LRA boss told the Senate's Ways, Means, Finance, and Budget Committee that the amount is the highest to be generated in the history of the country, disclosing that personal income tax is contributing the most in terms of revenue generation. He also disclosed that out of the $851 million projected for 2025 budget, $60 million is expected to come from extended resources, while $791.762 million is expected to be raised internally. The ongoing budget hearing is comprised of 2 components: the revenue and expenditure. The 2025 draft national budget is in the tune of over $851 million United States dollars. In another development, the LRA Commissioner General has disclosed ongoing discussions with the Liberia National Police and the Ministry of Transport to increase revenue generation. Commissioner Dobojala said that the discussion include increment in the fees to obtain police clearance from $200 Liberian dollars to $5 United States dollars, as well as government plan to change the air travel tax payment. According to the LRA boss, once approved by the government, those sectors will hugely contribute to revenue generation for the 2025 budget. He spoke during the budget hearing on Thursday at the Liberian Senate. New Commerce and Industrial Minister Madeleine Dagose has vowed to ensure press stability as her top priority as she officially resumed her duties on Thursday. Minister Dagosa said price stability can be achieved through promoting fair trade practices and increasing inflation. Speaking when she officially took over as Commerce Minister on Thursday in Monrovia, Madam Madeleine Dagosa, among other things, vowed to foster a transparent, inclusive, and sustainable commerce and industry sector. She also pledged to strengthen Liberia's trade relationship and enhancing post-export potentials and making Liberia the preferred destination for investment. For his part, Unity Party National Chairman Luto Tape revealed that the Ministry of Commerce is an integral part of the president's arrest agenda in ensuring that Liberian businesses are prioritized and promoted. He meanwhile expressed confidence in the new Commerce Minister, Madeleine Dagosa, to make the ministry first among equals. The Civil Service Agency Director General Josiah Jukar wants hiring and recruitment of interim personnel within government institutions be done in consultation with the CSA. According to Jukai, while internships are generally intended to be short-term engagements, however, many interim often end up being absorbed into institutions where they served. He said the absorption can have significant budgetary and human resource implications, ultimately affecting the overall personnel costs of the institution and, by extension, the government. The CSA, through a release, acknowledged that one of the primary goals of the internship program is to provide undergraduate students and recent graduates with the opportunity to gain valuable work experiences in their fields closely related to their academic studies. The release noted that these experiences are designed to enhance their qualifications and improve the prospects for future employment within the public service. Josiah Jukar has therefore assured all heads of government entities of its commitment to collaborate in the interest of enhancing the President's arrest agenda for inclusive development. Expelled CDC Vice President for Operations, Deputy House Speaker Thomas Fala says he welcomes the decision by the National Executive Committee. The Deputy Speaker said he accepts the party decision and wished all well in their future endeavors. Fala, who was a founding member of the CDC, was expelled on Wednesday with immediate effect for what the party called disciplinary breaches and a need to maintain unity and constitutional order within its ranks. He was accused of betraying the party after he joined the majority bloc seeking the removal of Speaker Fonati Kofa, who is also an executive of the CDC. But in a brief chat with reporters of Capitol Hill on Thursday, Fala said he was not given due process. He, however, noted that he remains committed to serving the people of District 1 Lofa County as their representative and the Liberian people in his capacity as Deputy Speaker. The former CDC Vice Chair said his expulsion, like the prior suspension, stems in malice and executed unilaterally without an executive committee quorum nor due process, something he termed as a flagrant abuse of power. The Center for Democratic Governance, in partnership with Afrobarometer in Liberia, has released its first public dissemination and Afrobarometer latest findings from the Round 10 survey research. The findings is based on Liberia's perception about government's performance, trust in institutions, level of corruption, and decentralization in the country. Speaking at the launch, the program coordinator, Akena Taylor, said the findings also highlights concerns about corruption, with an overwhelming majority saying that local resources given to county administrators are likely to be lost in grift. According to Akena Taylor, the Afrobarometer is a pan-African non-partisan survey research network that provides reliable data on African experiences and evaluations on democratic governance and quality of life. An elderly Liberian and a resident of Soul Clinic community, Jerry Neymar, is calling on national government, well-meaning Liberians, civil society organizations to help him seek advanced treatment. Speaking to RCA News on Thursday via phone, Jerry Neymar narrated that he is suffering from hepatitis B, adding that he has visited several hospitals, including the John F. Kennedy, but to no avail. According to Neymar, his family members have tried, adding that they cannot continue due to financial problems. Jerry Neymar is therefore calling on national government to aid him. And away from Liberia, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni, 80, has defended the use of military courts to try civilians following an outcry over the arrest and trial of opposition leader Kazid Basigi. His 68-year-old rival has been charged in a military court with possession of pistols and attempting to purchase weapons abroad, accusations he denied. Basigi, who was adopted while visiting Kenya last month and forcibly taken to Uganda, found out on Tuesday that he would be spending Christmas in custody as his trial has been delayed until January. Museveni said in court that crime involving a gun was dealt with in the military court and ensuring the country's stability at civilian court took too long to deal with cases. Hundreds of civilians have been tried in Uganda's military court, even though the Constitutional Court has ruled against the practice. That's the bulletin of news. Is back to you, Marka.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep your plate.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news, summary of 12. My name is Hansen the Represent.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see.
To Naketa Roberts for bringing us the news bulletin tonight. It is a regular feature here on News Dex. If you're just joining us, you're listening to 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. In one of the top stories we are following tonight, House crisis far from over as embattled Speaker Fonatikova returns to the Supreme Court with a bill of information before the full bench against the executive and the majority bloc. To this first development, President Joseph Boakai has reaffirmed his leadership commitment to training more youth through the digital transformation program across the country. The president said as the demand for digital transformation becomes urgent in a developing country like Liberia, the young people must be prepared for RCT job opportunities. Speaking as proxy on behalf of the president, the Minister of State with Power Portfolio for Special Services, Samuel Stikwa, said President Boakai has mandated the inclusion of digital skills training in high schools and the establishment of RCT hubs in every part of the country.
The demand for tasks technically professional are becoming even more urgent. By incorporating IT education in school curricula and community programs, Developing countries like Liberia can harness the potential of our young people, preparing them for a workforce increasingly reliant on digital transformation, touching every corner of our country, and to increase ICT job opportunities in every part of the Liberian society. I, as president of this country, am issuing the following mandate. Number one, inclusion of digital skills in high school curriculum. I'm mandated to prioritize the establishment of ICT centers in every part of this country. Three, collaboration and coordination across government. Ministries aided a robust identity management database managed by those who have participated in this movement. Interoperability across networks and systems. As interoperability is a component part of the digital economy, and for this program, I awarded seed funding to the first set of 50 teams of trainees who successfully submitted a proposal worthy of support.
He is Minister of State with our portfolio for special services, Samuel Steve there developing or delivering a speech on behalf of President Joseph Boakai during the certification of some 10,000 youth who recently benefited from the digital transformation program across the country. Also speaking during the certification and award program for participants of the project, Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jala lauded President Boakai for the vision, terming the project as an investment in Liberia's future.
A transformative journey that has equipped 10,000 students and youth while with essential digital skills to thrive in this complex digital world. This project is an investment in Liberia's future, one that is near and dear to the heart of our President, His Excellency, President Joe. Therefore, bridges that gap, providing participants with the knowledge and expertise to contribute to a wide range of industries from technology, healthcare, education, and beyond. Over the past months, this initiative has exemplified the power of visionary leadership, collaboration, and the limitless potential of our young people. As we look around this room, we see not only 10,000 trained youth, but 10,000 empowered individuals ready to lead in the digital age. This project is a testament to the belief that when given the right tools and opportunities, our youth can achieve extraordinary things. It reflects the President's unwavering commitment to bridging the digital divide and ensuring that no one is left behind in this age of innovation.
She is Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jala. Speaking earlier on, you listened to Samuel Steve Minister of State without portfolio for special services. He spoke at the certification of the beneficiaries of the digital training program across the country. To this development, embattled House Speaker Fonati Kofa says he has been informed that all state security assigned to him will be withdrawn this Friday. He said these actions from the executive do not change the fact that he remains the Speaker of the House of Representatives. In a post on Facebook, the embattled speaker said this only further strengthens his resolve to fight for upholding the rule of law and the Liberian Constitution. Well, we hope to bring you more on that development. Today's one in further show of power. The controversial Speaker of the House of Representatives, Richard Cohn, has suspended additional 4 members of the House. Representatives Frank Salfoko, Eugene Collins, Zina Norman, and Alex Noah were suspended by plenary for 3 months and 3 weeks for alleged misconduct. The motion, introduced by Nemba County Representative Myean Flobo, includes an immediate halt to their benefits. But in response to their suspension, Bon County District 5 Representative Eugene Collins said they are not bothered Colley maintained that they are not deterred by the suspension, citing they are committed to promoting or protecting the legitimate Speaker of the House, Bonati Kopa. He and Alex Noah spoke to reporters at the Capitol on Thursday.
I mean, we are not moved. We are not bothered. The 28 persons, the 30 persons behind the speaker, we are not bothered with that. We on the other side with the legitimate speaker, we make sure that the speaker is protected. Mind you now, because they know what they're doing is not in the interest of our people. It's in the wrong direction of the country that we enjoy 14, 15, 16 years of peace.
Let me just say this to people that Kun is not a speaker. To be elected, we can take them serious because there's a man who wrote the American embassy that he should be recognized by them, and the very communication he sent to them was then forwarded back to the speaker. Are you serious? Oh yeah, of course. So, we are in possession. We are in possession of the communication. The letter he wrote to the embassy. They send the communication back to Speaker Kofa so that recognizing Speaker Kofa as a legitimate speaker. Why you think the Americans? When the people know that Kun was not elected, that's why they could refer to us. And I can tell you this: the interpretation of the court ruling by the justice minister is also described as being ultra-virus because he did it at the will and pleasure of the president. So we are not deterred of that.
And just imagine that you say you are not going by due process, and that's why we are at the point because you did not get a speaker due process. Listen to them today, the court rule. As far as we are concerned, no law in the country. It's a lawless country. I mean, we're just moving without law.
Nigeria is a country of all law. That's what they are saying. That's what they are saying. If you cannot use a law, to remove a speaker, and wanting to use a law against a colleague, how do you classify yourself?
They are Representatives Eugene Colley of Bond County and Alex Noah of Sando County. They're responding to their suspension on Thursday by the plenary of the House of Representatives for what it calls misconduct. To the Senate now, the Liberian Senate has begun hearings on the draft 2025 fiscal budget. It follows days after the House of Representatives under controversial Speaker Richard Kun began holding budget hearings. Appearing before the committee on Thursday, the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority disclosed that as of November 30, 2024, the LRA has raised $619.992 million United States dollars. Commissioner Doba Jala said the balance amount expected to be collected in the domestic resource envelope is in the tune of $70 million.
November 30th this year, our revenue collection has already surpassed all previous years, despite the fact that we have not even ended the year. We have raised $619.992 million compared to $611 million that was the outturn for 2023. Our year-to-date number has overtaken our revenue collection in all of the previous years. As a matter of fact, maybe we can say since the existence of the Republic. The total resource envelope was $738.86 million in the approved budget for 2024, of which $696.426 million was for domestic revenue. In the approved budget for this year, $42.434 million was expected to have come from external sources. Unfortunately, we haven't managed to get that. In the recast budget, the budget number remained the same. External resources were projected at $48 million, but then domestic resource envelope was cut from $696.4 million to $690.86 million. So overall, we've been able to raise, as you saw on the previous slide, $619.992 million, which constitutes 84% of the overall recast envelope. But then when you look at it in the context of domestic resource mobilization, it constitutes 90% of our target of $690 million. So the balance to be collected for the domestic resource envelope is $70 million. And we're struggling and doing our best to make sure that we can raise that.
At the same time, Davaja said he is having discussions with the Liberian National Police and the Ministry of Transport to increase revenue generation from those sectors. According to him, the discussions are surrounding an increment in the fees to obtain police clearance from 200 Liberian dollars to 5 United States dollars, as well as government's plan to change the air travel tax payment.
That the cost of getting police clearance should be increased from 200 Liberian dollars to $5. And if that fee is approved by the legislature, we can raise about $52,000 from that. So these policy reforms, the ones that are highlighted here, will contribute about 54.418 million in the 2025 budget. We are also working with the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Finance, and other stakeholders and the airlines so that we can change the air travel tax. Instead of the 10%, we think we should do ad valorem so that we charge per passenger. It will be much easier for us to collect, and we're proposing this to you as well. So if this is approved, we project that we'll collect about 2.853 million from that exercise. As it is right now, we are barely getting anything from the current arrangements because tickets are being bought online, they're being bought from different channels. Only tickets that are bought locally, we are able to collect the 10% from. But those ones that are purchased from other sources, especially external sources and online, it's difficult for us as a country, to be able to collect those fees. So we've had discussions with the Ministry of Transport, and again, we will be able to present the details of those to you.
He is the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Dr. Jala, there speaking when he appeared before the Senate's Committee on Ways, Means, Finance, and Budget during the budget hearing on Thursday. Well, we've little past the half-hour mark. Let's now cross over to Edwin Patafoyan to bring us sports tonight.
Good evening and welcome to the sports. Well, Discovery FC defeated Shatter 2-0 on Wednesday in continuation of the Liberia Football Association First Division League March the 12th. At the Tusa Field, Heaven 11 held 9 match Leska FC 2-1 entertaining draw, while in Kakatan at the Nesibido Sports Stadium, Watanga continues to struggle as they settle to a goalless against traditional side Invincible 11. In Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, Mate Barrow recorded their second win of the league season when they defeated Freeport FC 4-2 at the Doris Williams Sports Complex in Buchanan, Grand Bassa. At the SKD practice page, Painesville FC held FC Facel, the league leader, 2-1 entertaining draw, while Mate Barrow, that's Bear Mountain, recorded a 5-0 victory over Blackman Warriors at the Tusa Field. And Global Farmers and LPRC others settled to a 1-1 draw to climax the round 12 of the league matches. The competition will continue on Saturday and Sunday when Heaven 11 welcome LPRC audience to climax phase 1 of the Liberia Football Association First Division League. Well, Liberia International Samson Due and Victoria Plaza suffered a 2-1 defeat in the Europa match day 8 against Manchester United at home in Czech Republic. Just before coming, Oscar Dolly Slaver Park is down to Adelaide by 0-0 in Czech Republic. And off the home from Chelsea defeated Astina 3-1 to continue their form of the UEFA Conference League and move on top of the league. Chelsea have won legs into the competition last 8 and will be looking up to their last 2 matches. That's it for the sports.
Folks, is a regular feed on News Dex. In more news tonight, new Commerce and Industry Minister Magdalene Dagose has vowed to ensure price stability as her top priority as she officially resumed her duties on Thursday. Madam Dagose said price stability can be achieved through promoting fair trade practices and decreasing inflation. Speaking when she officially took charge as Minister of Commerce on Thursday in Monrovia. Madam Naketa, among other things, vowed to foster a transparent, inclusive, and sustainable commerce and industry sector. She is the new Minister of Commerce and Industry, Madam Marka Davis there speaking when she took over on Thursday in Monrovia. Meanwhile, the chairman of the ruling party, Luther Tape, attended the takeover ceremony. He said the Ministry of Commerce is an integral part of the president's arrest agenda in ensuring that Liberian businesses are prioritized and promoted.
A full version of corporation, and I can tell you at the end of the year, next fiscal year, the Ministry of Commerce will be a high performance ministry in the I want to especially thank the president for choosing a very hard-working, illustrious, and goal-kept minister. I have no doubt that your leadership in this very important entity will produce incredible results. I want to say to you got in a leader. It's someone that I know personally, and she's a go-getter. So be ready to tie your belts because this ministry will be.
He is the chairman of the ruling Unity Party, Luther Tape, there speaking when he attended the takeover ceremony of the new Commerce Minister, Magdalene Davis. Expelled CDC Vice Chairman for Operations, Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler says he welcomes the decision by the National Executive Committee of the party. The Deputy Speaker said he accepts the party's decision and wish all well in their future endeavors. Fowler, who was a founding member of the CDC, was expelled on Wednesday with immediate effect for what the party called disciplinary breaches and the need to maintain unity and constitutional order within its ranks. He was accused of betraying the party after he joined the majority bloc seeking the removal of Speaker Fonati Kofa, who is also an executive member of the CDC. But in a brief chat with reporters up Capitol Hill on Thursday, Fowler said he was not given due process.
Decision of our party, portion is welcoming. We hope to look up to the future. You think you are treated fairly? No, I think we look up to the process and then we know the party make a decision. We hope they retain the decision. But we don't want to delve into the party affairs now. All we can say we wish one another well. Will you give it due process? I'm not sure we're giving due process, but that will be discussed. Many speculation that you about the Johnny Gibbs Act. Speculation is not fun. Are you open to a love for your speculation is not fun. I'm serving the people of District Number 1, which I was elected for, and the deputy speaker. I think we will work on that. We wish them well.
He is expelled Deputy Speaker from his party, Thomas Faraday, speaking with legislative reporters of Capitol Hill today. The Center for Democratic Governance, in partnership with the Afrobarometer in Liberia, has released its first public dissemination on Afrobarometer latest findings from the round 10 survey research. The findings is based on Liberians' perception about government's performance, trust in institutions, level of corruption, and decentralization. Speaking at the launch, the program coordinator, Elkenan Taylor, said the findings also highlight widespread concerns about corruption, with an overwhelming majority saying that local resources given to county administrations are likely to be lost to graft.
I'm here for an interesting finding, a survey that is usually done in Liberia and in Africa, and it is conducted by the Afrobarometer. The Afrobarometer is a research organization, a pan-African, non-partisan research organization that conducts on findings of governance, democracy, and on Africa's experience of democracy and governance. So the Afrobarometer actually conducted survey in the 42 countries in Africa, specifically, and then Liberia in part of Africa, and CDG is the national partner of this survey conducted.
Well, he is the program coordinator of the Center for Democratic Governance, Kenan Taylor, there speaking. Today's development, an ailing Liberian and a resident of Soul Clinic in Pinsville, Jerry Ngama, is calling on national government, well-meaning Liberians, and civil society organizations to help him seek advanced treatment. Speaking to RCA News on Thursday via mobile phone, Jerry Ngama narrated that he is suffering from hepatitis B and adding that he has visited several hospitals, including the John F. Kennedy Medical Hospital, but no cue to his situation. According to him, his family members have tried to help, adding they cannot continue due to lack of financial support.
Suffering from hepatitis B, and then I went to GFK for treatment, and I was done. They said I was liver chlorosis. Right now, where I am now, my stomach, as you can see, my stomach is getting big. I don't have the finance to really continue the treatment. So I'm asking the entire project to help me, whosoever can help me, for me not to die. Really, I'm really asking for financial assistance right now because it is not easy. There's no man, there's no father. Only my little sister is just helping me. To come down, and there's nothing else I can do. I really don't want to continue my treatment. So I can be healthy. Listen, I've been on me almost more than 2 months now. They have been off and on. Okay, that was some part of 2021. I started, I went back to the hospital, and then I was treated. They thought I came back after some 13 days here. It did go again.
So which hospital they diagnosed this sickness?
Yeah, first I went to the hospital, which I was diagnosed from the sickness. At the time they said I was hepatitis B, and from there I proceeded to GFK because the treatment was now well better. So I proceeded to GFK, and then there was our taking treatment.
The Liberian Institute of Statistics and Information Services lists has marked 2024 as a year of groundbreaking accomplishments, making the disclosure at a press conference on Thursday in Monrovia. The Director General of Lists, Richard Gafwa, detailed the institution's successes in capacity building, agricultural statistics, inflation monitoring, and Liberia's growing stature on the international stage.
2024, Lists made substantial investments in building the technical capacity of its workforce to meet the growing demands for reliable statistics and geoinformation. Through our capacity building initiatives, 24 staff members were sponsored or sent to pursue master's degree in critical fields such as GIS, economics, statistics, data science, and so forth. During my ascendancy as the Director General of Colleges, we completed the National Agricultural Census and we did the data analysis. And there were key results that emanated from the agricultural census that will be very much useful for policymakers, especially those intervening in the agricultural sector. We can simply say that we have the completed data for the agricultural census that have been compiled.
The Liberian Institute for Statistics and Geoinformation Services, Richie Ngakwa, taking us home on tonight's presentation of News Decks. Well, before we take leave of you, these are the headline stories we followed tonight. The House's crisis is far from over as embattled Speaker Fonate Kopa returns to the Supreme Court with a bill of information before the full bench against the executive and the majority bloc. President Joseph Boakai terms as promise kept. The training of 10,000 young people through the Digital Transformation Program proposes the inclusion of digital skill curriculum in high schools across the country. In further show of power, the controversial Speaker of the House of Representatives, Richard Kuhn, suspends additional 4 members of the House, but the suspended members say they are not deterred by his action. And away from Liberia, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni defends the use of military courts to try civilians. Many thanks to all of you for your listening role. Thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped to make this edition of News Decks a success. Thanks to Naketa Roberts, who read for us the news bulletin tonight. Edwin Batafoye brought us sports. Cooper Sangar Sara control and coordinated the sounds. Myean Torgbean has been behind the cameras and carrying us live on Real TV on Facebook. Thanks to our sponsors, EcoBank Liberia Limited and Orange Liberia. My name is Marka Davis. Good night.
Real TV, True FM.
In Real TV, True FM.
On Real TV.
Into Truth FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Boakai if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep your data Liberia.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News summary of 12. My name is Hansen Delta Present.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Both connecting those systems.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Real TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.